Hello, Twitch. We're happy that you are here. Steve, did you happen to post the live link? Because if you haven't, I can do that now.
No, I completely forgot because I was trying to shut my face.
Well, I'm gonna burden you with the task of getting the Patreon list ready, and then
Already
I'll
done.
do that.
I have my browser pull it up automatically now because I always forget.
Dang, son, that's pretty good.
I feel like the little kid who's like, I'm helping too.
You're the comic relief. Justin is the one we like to argue with.
Yeah, we'll prepare for that tonight.
I will kill you. I swear to God.
No, you
I will...
Actually, I'm probably the one you're least likely to kill.
That's
Oh,
probably
cool.
Judging by the pre-discussions, yes. Okay, let's sync up. Everybody's recording, yes?
Yes.
Wait,
Maybe.
am I? Hang on. No, I've got Audacity open.
Lucas is all the way not stalling.
I'm ready. Ooh, that's gonna be a microphone pop.
Waka waka waka.
Doggy, let's turn that gain down a little bit.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, Eugene, I am popping all over. Hang on, let's try this. Does that make it better? No.
436.
I think that makes it worse. No, that makes it better.
Eugene,
No.
436.
That makes
Did
it
you
worse.
God damn it, Lucas, I will kill you.
How does that make it? Does that make it? Oh, that makes it a lot
436.
better.
Baby
Murder,
Yoda.
murder.
Luigi, what's
Yeah,
your
Baby
total?
Yoda. I'm like, what, huh?
Am I Luigi?
You're
Yes.
Luigi.
Okay, 7:15.
7.
I was expecting to be Princess Peach. I've still got the wig upstairs.
Put
That
it
sounded
on.
like you said Year of Luigi.
And Lickitung, where are you at?
Like 22 seconds, maybe.
No.
It's just a
What-
pile of noise.
What was that boss that would eat you in the sewers of Super Mario
Your mom.
RPG? Super Mario RPG, Justin, I know you know this. What was the boss that would eat you?
Oh, Belome.
Yes, that is what that thing reminds me of.
Oh, you could totally paint this to look like Belome.
Should make it happen. Okay, well then let's get started. We'll get the intros out of the way, and then we'll get prepared for the news, and then we'll go. So let me find what I need to find. Okay, this one. Steve, it's you, by the way, so don't get too distracted.
Boy.
Here we. Oh wait, hold on. Gotta hit record here. Gotta hit record here. Wait. Yep, right here. And then we're ready. Let's go.
Are you a member of our Discord yet? You should be, because that's where you ask your questions for the question block segment now. Get there through infendo.com.
If Mario and Luigi were to do a podcast, it might sound something like this. Infendo Radio is on now.
Welcome, one and all. It is time for Infendo Radio. It is 561, I think, this week. That's a lot of episodes, guys. Oh, man, we're getting old.
The only number that matters this week is 35.
Nah.
We have a fine show here for you tonight. My name is Eugene. You can find me at Infendo Eugene on Twitter. Don't forget to go to infendo.com too. You can find our Discord and all that fun stuff from there. Joining me tonight is Justin. How are you doing tonight?
Good. I just had a dog's tail in my face, but I think I'll recover from that. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been an eventful week for us Nintendo fans, and we thought nothing was coming.
Fair. Justin, where can the people find you when we're not talking about Nintendo?
You can find me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. If you'd like to find me talking about Disney instead of Nintendo, you can find me at Utilidork. Distraction. And you can go to utilidork.com and check out my blog. Keep an eye on that because I got something big coming up in about a month. So, stay tuned.
Excellent. Well, speaking of staying tuned, I don't know where I'm going with this. Hi, Lucas. How are you doing tonight?
Our
I'm glad that you're
resident
here.
cartoon character.
I'm doing just fine. I actually just paid a dog $75 to stick its tail in Justin's face, so I'm glad to see that's paying off.
That
well worth
that
it.
ended not. Yeah, that ended better than I was expecting it to.
Lucas, tell the people where they could find you when you're not on Infendo Radio.
I was gonna be like, would you like to know where you could find me when I'm not?
No, not tonight.
So I have a YouTube channel that I've been putting a lot of energy into lately. A lot of energy, and I would really appreciate it if anybody who's listening to this would go check that out. You can find that by going to youtube.com and typing in Lucas with a K and then peace, like the
what we're
feeling,
not getting in 2020.
the feeling of solitude that's been missing since March. And if you type in those two words back to back, you'll see my face, and you can click on that. And I have a collection of videos I've done. My latest one is about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, not just the remaster, the whole series. So go check that out if you want to know how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a game I'm supposed to be working on, but who can find the time? My website for that is chromaticu.com. I also have a Twitter account at chromaticu where I post about both of those things.
You forgot to tell the people about your underwater basket weaving Etsy.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. If you go to granniesbaskets.squid/Etsy, you can find my collection of underwater baskets that I've been making. I sell them for $85 a pop, and I'd be happy to sell you one too. Just don't tell the police. You know why.
Please don't tell the police. Yeah, please. Okay, well, we have one final host for you tonight. He's looking really good tonight. Did you just get a haircut, Steve? I think you're just looking real sharp.
No, I actually really need a haircut. I am shagging. I have to get up in the morning and actually do
Oh my
hair
God,
right now.
yeah, you can actually see the hair curl.
Oh, is that just like your attempt at like a I see it now.
This is where we know it's too long. If I have to get up and do something with it, it's time for a haircut. So that is on Saturday. No, I can't do it Saturday. I don't know. That's on next week's agenda.
No, please tell us when your haircut is. We're dying.
Well, it was going to be Saturday, but I can't because I have to work on Saturdays. So yeah, I have to wait.
Doctor.
And, I know.
Steve, I need you to do two things for me. Number one, I need you to tell the people where they can find you when you're not on the show. But number two, we got some people to thank, and I need you to help me to thank them.
All right, so you can find me at all the places. You can find me on Twitter at Gentis1. You can find me on Discord by going to infendo.com, click on the community tab, and join my Discord and the Infendo Discord. You can find me and Lucas on Hypervoice Podcast, which will be coming out next week, God willing. And you can find Hypervoice Podcast at Hypervoice PKMN on Twitter. Also, it may have just updated the Twitter tonight. So
at Hypervoice was taken, so we went with at Hypervoice PKMN.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's a good Pokemon joke there. You get it. So, that being said, we also want to thank our fine patrons who continue to give their hard-earned money to this show.
Mm-hmm.
Along with their love and support.
Right. This week, we will be thanking our two producers, Minus64 and Slacker Monkey. Thank you both. And if you didn't catch the first time, that was Slacker Monkey and Minus64. I figured I'd switch it up this time. We're also going to thank our two executive producers, the Brianosaurus and DJ, who is on the call with us. Thank you, DJ.
DJ, fun fact, an actual DJ.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
DJ Searson.
Look him up. All right. Well, we are going to take this opportunity to take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, we'll have changed the system for you. We have just a little bit of news to talk about, so stay tuned.
What
Hi,
are we
Twitch.
looking for?
Oh, here we go. I see it.
Okay, good. Because yeah.
Hi, Twitch.
Hi, Twitch. I'm on Nintendo Live, just
como
kind of looking
estas?
to see if there's anything else either.
We've got a few things. We'll be okay.
Damn it, Steve! Didn't somebody tell you the show is not child friendly?
Huh?
I am so
Oh,
excited
child
about
friendly.
Mario Kart. By the way,
Get
I
it.
can't contain myself. It's gonna be great. But anyways, we should probably talk about that on the show. Let me find a nice spot to start this one.
Steve, did you eventually figure out what I was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably good.
Yeah. Child friendly.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show.
Took me a minute. I'm a
heard-
little slow. I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
You heard
and I
they've
just-
got like season 2 images out now, right?
Yeah. October 30th is when it comes out.
Really?
And
Oh, is that official?
I almost bought a Funko Pop that's Mando and the Child today for $24.99 on
I almost
Amazon.
bought one of the child at Walmart a week or so ago, but
starting the
decided I shouldn't.
Dude, they have one that's a
I will
foot tall,
be
sorry.
back. Real quick. I'm
You're
going
fine,
to
we'll
change
cover
my
it for you.
shorts.
Okay, let me make a note. Let's get it going. Whenever the next music starts, I guess. I guess I should probably not have an endless playlist. Let's do this playlist
He's
instead.
frozen in disbelief. is what it is.
There we go. There we go. That's too loud, though, isn't it? Let's see
Can I,
how this
like-
sounds.
Ask us a question and we'll answer it live on the air. Head over to our Discord. You can get there through infendo.com and ask us a question in the question
Actually,
block
if
channel.
it's Samus Returns, it would be like this.
Any objections,
This
lady?
button and belt shit. I'm rocking elastic. It's
All right, we're going.
nighttime.
Ask us a question and we'll answer it live on the air. Head over to our Discord. You can get there through infendo.com and ask us a question in the question block channel.
Okay, we're back. Let's talk about the games we've been playing. Let's talk about the news. But first, let's get a little review out of the way. I think Justin has a little something that he wants to reveal to everybody.
Oh yeah, I got something I want to reveal to everyone.
Easy.
I feel like the older you get, the less charming the kind of joke becomes.
Well, luckily I'm still a child at brain. Anyway, so I'm gonna make this real quick because there are far more exciting things to talk about. But I did get myself something new last week. It is a Hyperkin Super NES mouse. Quick backstory: I was watching Gaming Historian's most recent video, which was all about Mario Paint, and my 6-year-old was sitting next to me watching it with me and said, "I want to play that game." And I thought, well, if you want to play that game, you're going to need a good mouse to play it with. So I went online and I picked up one of these. It is an optical mouse rather than a roller ball, which is the big appeal for me because we all know how much of a pain it was to clean the gunk out of the roller ball mice.
Yeah,
Mouses? I don't know what the plural
That could
of
have gone a
computer-
different direction.
I
thank
still
you.
have a rollerball mouse, actually, so I know the feels.
I don't miss
I still have my Super NES rollerball mouse, and if he decides to play Paper Mario, if he decides to play Mario Paint, that's probably what he's going to use because those of you watching the stream can see, compared to my hand, this thing is huge. It's definitely designed for somebody who's probably used to like PC gaming mice. Unfortunately, it's probably pretty impractical for a child to use, so that kind of defeats the purpose of having bought it. However, since I do have average adult sized hands, unlike certain presidents apparently,
I was just thinking that.
Huge.
I just completely derailed my own train of thought. Thank you, ADHD. It does work. I played Mario Paint for the first time in years, about an hour last week. It works great. It's responsive. It's kind of weird because, I mean, as we know, the Super NES only has a 220 by 240 resolution. So you move the mouse slightly and it jumps, especially on a 55-inch screen. But yeah, I mean, if you got, decent sized adult hands and are looking to play a little Mario Paint or whatever other Super NES games use the mouse, Hyperkin makes a pretty good one. Just if you've got a smaller than average hand or children, you'll probably have to find somebody else's or try and dig up one of the official Nintendo ones, which is a more suitable size. So that's my quick review. I don't know, I guess 3.5 stars. 4 if you've got a bigger hand. I mean, it works, so I guess I can't really complain about that. So we'll say 4 stars.
All right, well, we will roll with it. And then we will roll on to the next part of the Change the System segment, since, like you mentioned, there's a ton of stuff.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I don't even...
There's a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Nintendo had nothing to announce for the rest of the year.
So let's start at the biggest, most kind of mainstream news, right? And then we can get a little more niche-y as we go. I think everybody understands what that means.
Sure.
Which means we'll be starting
Steve talks.
We'll be starting with the announcement of Super Mario 35th Anniversary Spectacular Extravaganza, right? We had kind of a surprise direct that got sprung on us, and
right after the show.
Yeah, and they're basically, this is the year of Mario. And we're going to have all these big Mario reveals. So I think the starring thing, the thing that I immediately did as soon as it was over and went out and purchased, was they announced Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I believe is the proper configuration of words in that sentence.
That is correct.
Yeah, so for the price of a full price Switch game, we are getting 3 of the arguably best 3D Super Mario games out there that we haven't had access to on a modern console for a while. Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, which is really exciting because I don't even remember if that game has ever had a port before.
It's never. Never has.
And Mario Galaxy, which again, I can't honestly remember a port for it. I mean, up until now, we've always
it was
had the Wii
re-released
game,
digitally on the Wii U. So
and on the NVIDIA Shield in China, I think, seem to remember.
But
important to note.
But yeah, so these are not like upscales or anything. In fact, I think the original Super Mario 64 one is actually still in like standard definition.
Yeah. Actually, so I've watched a few breakdowns of it. Super Mario 64 does run in 4:3, but it is I think it's 720p, if not a full 1080p, and all of the textures have been upscaled. So you're not going to get all the blurry textures that you got on the N64 and its subsequent ports. So it will definitely look better, but they didn't modernize the graphics like, Spyro or Crash did.
So it may look better, but I'm not going to notice it.
Exactly.
Which is fine by me. I'm happy with Super Mario 64 looking basically the same, but slightly better.
Yeah. So like I said, I bought this, like I watched the reveal and then I went onto the eShop and I pre-bought it. Like I'm very excited for this. I've been wanting I've been wanting Mario 64. I don't give Sunshine enough attention. But I've been wanting Mario 64.
I'm excited for, actually.
Sunshine is going to be fantastic. I have never 100%ed Sunshine. I've 100%ed like
me neither.
Every other Mario game, I would say.
I've never 100%ed Sunshine or Galaxy 2, but I did Galaxy 1.
Yeah.
I have 100%ed all of the new Super Mario Brothers games except for you. And
I've never done the new
3D Land.
I hate
I've never 100%ed any of the 3D Mario games.
Dude, 3D World was a trip.
That's a hard one.
The World 9 is just
not just that. Beat every level with every character is one of the requirements.
I guess I don't count Odyssey now that I think about it because I did not 100% that one.
No, I
didn't
didn't 100% that either. Now that you mention it, I kind of forgot it existed because we got all these classics. I have not played Sunshine pretty much since the Wii came out. Like I might have booted it up for a few minutes here and there, but like I have never started this game from square one since I got it on day one.
So Sunshine, this is this is going to take up the bulk of our time. So I have
Yeah,
this
100%.
This is the show tonight, basically. So Sunshine is actually the Mario game that I have the fondest memory of because like Mario 64, great. It was Christmas. We got it in 64. We got Mario 64, but I was like 6 going on 7 when that game came out. Mario Sunshine, I was in elementary school, and I remember having my best friend Adam Agrasot come over that night and playing Mario Sunshine for the first time with him. And then being the weirdo that I was after he left, I deleted the file and I started a new one because I wanted to play all the levels myself and we were taking turns. Like Mario Sunshine, I remember fondly. But
did Mario Sunshine allow you to have multiple files, or was it just the one slot?
It did.
Yeah, there are 3 files.
I usually did stuff like that with like I would just have this is the file that I'm playing with my buddy or whatever type of thing.
Yeah, well, normal people do that. Lucas just deletes everything.
Yeah, I was like,
well, maybe he
Lucas
never talked to him again.
Lucas burns the house down because he doesn't like the furniture.
Maybe Mario Agrasani or whatever his name was a jerk because he let Luigi. Was Luigi even in that game?
Nope.
No.
Digging
Not
yourself a
playable
deep,
in
deep
some-
Yeah. I should have gone with Yoshi. Yoshi was in that game. He let Yoshi die.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and can I just say how annoyed I was trying to find the green Yoshi in that game and realizing there wasn't one. But yeah, so I'm super hyped for that.
But Yoshi did vomit juice in that one. So
I used to run around and vomit juice on all the villagers.
Everyone.
That was not the only Mario news that we got. In completely unimportant news, we also got my nostalgia-filled version of the original Mario games in the form of Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Entertainment Virtual System or whatever, which is how I remember playing all the old games. So that's kind of cool. But as I was watching the reveal for that, I was thinking, but what's the point? Because we already have all 4 of these games on their respective NES virtual system.
They're a little bit different, but yeah. Right.
I mean, all right, so gameplay wise, they're actually identical. Again, my useless brain reads and remembers this stuff. They're actually direct ports of the original NES game code, except there is a bug in the Super Mario Brothers and Lost Levels games where the block punching recoil does not work quite right. So, but other than that, they play exactly like the original games. They just have prettier graphics and better sound.
Yeah. And all the music from that is like super nostalgic to me. A bit of breaking news. As Justin was speaking, I just caught a shiny Wormhole in Pokemon Go, making it like my 3rd shiny of the week. So that
I just told Heather, and she's like, I already got that one. I was like,
I gotta start bringing my Pokeball Plus with me to drop the kids off at school now that I'm leaving the house again.
There is more Mario news out there, though, and I think
this is good Mario news. This is good. This is good for Eugene. I'm so excited.
I'm weirded out by this because this feels like the kind of thing I really want to enjoy, but I would never play. But maybe if you're getting it and there's like an online feature, who knows?
This is what we're talking about.
Mario Kart with actual toy carts, and you build the track in your living room and you race it, and you're playing Mario Kart on your Switch.
Steve, come on, this has got to get a rise out of you. This is toys that you can buy, and it's Mario.
Here's the thing about this. We have a 4-month-old puppy.
Perfect. She's an obstacle.
Yeah.
Put a Bowser costume on her.
We also have...
a Bowsette costume on her.
The Bowser costume has to go to our 7-year-old Pitbull boxer mix that has already torn the house up.
Put a blue shell on the puppy.
Chew toy. That being said, my wife had seen this on regular news. Like, this direct actually made local news here in Utah because we don't have anything else going on.
Oh my God! What, no crimes in Utah today.
Right? And she saw it and she's like, that
Utah
actually looks kind of cool. And I was explaining it to her and we were okay, but the $100 price tag is tough.
So here's what would get me to play this game. if Eugene and I and you and Justin can all build our own tracks and then race each other online in those tracks somehow, that would sell me. But I do not believe that's how this game operates.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
think
not.
that's how that's going to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly going to be like, okay, solo play. And if you have like one other person, because I don't know that how many people did they show?
In the
racing?
commercial, they only
showed
showed 2.
two.
Yeah,
It
that's
just-
what I
There's a
thought.
Mario
And they
Kart
were
and a
in the
Luigi
same
Kart.
room.
It just
Yeah.
seems like the kind of thing that's going to be one of those huge wastes of money. Kind of like the Labo, right? Like the Labo was,
I'm
the
all
Labo
about that. I
was-
have a shelf full of amiibo.
the Labo was really exciting when
I
it
don't
came
wanna
out.
talk
And it
about
was like,
that.
oh, let's play Labo and stuff. And then you play it for like 5 minutes and you're like, okay, that was different. And then you go back to playing like Metroid Prime. You know, it's like, if I got this thing, I know I would use it for all of a day. And I'd be like, what an interesting and unique experience this has been. And then I'd never touch it again.
You know what? I bet you if you're smart and you wait like 2 months, 3 months,
It'll
you're
be
gonna
like
find,
$20.
Yeah,
That's
you're
how
gonna-
I got all my Labo stuff. I think I paid grand total for all 4 sets. I paid under $100.
I think
I
it's
just-
still gonna be expensive because of the tech that's in it. Like, so I'm hoping
Even-
like maybe it'll get down to like $80,
I was
$70.
gonna say, if I could get it $60, maybe $80,
Sure.
like you said, because I have to buy 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because my wife
Of course
wants
you
one.
do.
Yeah.
Well, but couldn't you just get the one with both carts and call it a day? Like,
Is there
I
one
think-
with both cards?
It doesn't
I
look
don't
like
know.
there is one with both carts. I haven't seen a box of that yet.
okay, we need more information on this before Steve.
Now,
spends
does it come with the
$200.
software, or
Yes.
is that like a downloadable app?
Well, I don't know. They didn't say.
Andy says it's
Andy
a free download, probably
Okay.
on
Alright,
the
there we
Nintendo eShop. Thank you, producer Andy.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
well, yeah, so that's a thing.
You're basically just paying for the toy, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't come with any of the accessories that come like the obstacles. So you're
it's
gonna
an
be
RC toy with an AR camera. Like,
Yeah.
Seriously, it doesn't even come with the obstacles.
Yeah, I'm
Well, there
pretty
are
sure
no-
no. So
there
you're
were
gonna
no
be.
obstacles shown in the thing. It was all like a person's house with cups and stuff. So
Mhm. So you're gonna be
Yeah.
putting like pots and pans around and everything.
it comes with some
Oh,
gates.
the gates. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because
So-
the gates are what you use to program the track
Start in
with.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, like a checkpoint type gate or whatever.
We
So,
ought to
yeah,
just let
there
Andy
you-
on the show at this point. We're just
Right?
like,
There you have it.
He's
I
got
am
all
going
the
to
answers.
I'm going to break in with some news before Steve gets to talk about the thing he's most excited about. Because there have been some leaks. I don't know if you guys know this, but every time Mario celebrates a big birthday, Sonic is celebrating an equally big birthday 5 years in the past. And in a decision that should scare everyone, it's been leaked that Sonic Forces 2 is coming out, which was like the one that didn't do very well. So I'm not sure what exactly the thought process is there, but
there's a little more to that too, Lucas.
yeah,
They officially announced that since next year's the
games are
anniversary,
coming out. Yeah,
that they have multiple games coming out
Mhm.
across multiple consoles, and they've said they've got multiple announcements lined up for next year. So Sonic Forces may have been leaked, but that's not to say that there's not better content also coming.
But what a strange choice. I mean, I guess in its defense, the only thing that was really wrong with the game was the length of the stages and a couple of other.
What, you
like,
mean your 30-second
plot
levels?
devices? Yeah, exactly. So if they're building it off of the same engine, then maybe they'll get it right. But still, very odd to like tag to a game. You know, it'd be like I'm trying to think of a game from like a Nintendo console that's been as big of a failure that would be not deserving of like a second title. You know, like The Legend of Zelda Zelda 2, like Part 2 or something. You know, it would be
Yeah.
like if they released that. Like,
Zelda 3,
Yeah.
Link's Other Adventure.
So that's strange, but yeah, next year should be pretty exciting for that. But more importantly, Steven, they also
Hank,
announced.
we
I was gonna say Justin wants to break in with one more thing.
yeah, I was gonna say we missed one more thing about the Mario announcement.
What?
they
the
announced-
thing that sold out in 20 minutes?
I didn't know that it was even available to purchase yet.
Yep, it already sold out.
What was it?
Well, they have a Super Mario Brothers game and
Oh.
watch.
There's
Ah.
another announcement.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's more.
Actually, yeah, I just remembered another one. You continue, Justin, then I'll go.
Okay, well, basically, this thing looks like an old-fashioned Game & Watch. It might even be a duplicate of the original Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch, but it has a full, full resolution LCD screen where you can play the actual Super Mario Brothers on an actual Game & Watch, size thing.
I hope that it's
it
hackable.
What?
I hope it's hackable.
Ooh,
God.
that would be cool.
Ooh.
Have it
Now-
with
now
Mario.
you've got
Mario
me
2,
even more
Mario
excited.
3,
Um,
lost levels.
but yeah, and it's got an actual clock on it and some mini games and stuff like that. I hope it's not completely sold out, or they have another shipping of
Another
it, because
run.
I want one badly. Even though I will probably never ever play it, I want one badly.
It's one of those things that I saw and I was like, that's cool. I kind of want that. But then I was like, but I've already got Mario on my Switch. So,
If that's
Yeah.
hackable, I am so getting it and putting all of my NES games on it.
It's cool that it is a functional clock and stuff, but man, that's kind of a hard sell for me. I want it really bad, but I know it's gonna just end up in a drawer like all of my other stuff, So it's ugh. Okay, so before we get too far onto some of the other
Ooh,
announcements,
I
one
had
thing
one
about
more.
because there's actually two more, I think, from the Mario Direct. But before we get too far, the one thing that we should note about the Mario 3D collection, or whatever the hell it's called, it's a limited time, both digitally and physically. I don't know that we mentioned that.
You're right.
Which is weird, I think, to me, especially on the digital side of things.
I feel like it's like an artificial scarcity kind of thing, right? Like it's like we're gonna need to sell an up-res port of Mario Sunshine in 10 years, but no one's gonna buy it if they can just get it on Switch. So let's
It's
be
not
sure
the first
to,
time they've done it, though. Four Swords Anniversary Edition was a limited time release.
Mhm.
You had
The-
1 year to download it.
The Super
That's
Mario
true.
All-Stars re-release for the 25th anniversary was a limited edition
That's
release.
right.
Well,
They
because-
did release a second wave, but they released, after the second wave, that was it.
Well, because again, that way when the Switch 2 comes out in like 3 or 4
Oh,
years,
God.
if
We
they
can
want
buy it
to,
again.
sell you like a new version of
Guess
Mario
what? The Virtual
64,
Console's back!
yeah, they'll be able to because it's the Disney Vault of Mario games. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense to me.
Oh,
So,
no.
But you've
What?
got a lot of time to get it. It doesn't go away
You-
until mid-March. So
You are a marketer by trade, aren't you? Anyways,
All right.
okay, Steve, go on to the
So-
next part of the news.
Eugene's looking at the article, and I know he knows what I'm going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Mario 35 was announced.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Like the
Mhm.
3D collection, and it will
We're
be a
so
limited
good at
time.
news. Oh
Right.
yeah.
Well,
it
I think
is-
we all have that one thing in this
Yeah.
announcement that we're super excited about,
Well,
and it just so
this
happened.
is kind of Steve's because this is basically
right.
Tetris
it's
100.
Tetris 90. Yeah,
Right.
It's Tetris 99, but it's played with Mario. You play
I'm
with 35
actually
people.
interested in this. This
It
sounds
is.
cool.
It will be free for Nintendo Online subscribers, but it will
Yep.
only be available. And according to somebody in our Discord, I'm wanting to say Colt, could be Andy, can't remember, but somebody said that you will not be able to play it after the expiration date.
Which is
They will
weird.
pull it. That's
Yeah.
the weird thing. But
That
basically, what it
also
is
sucks.
It looks cool, though.
is you're playing Super Mario Brothers, and as you kill enemies, they pop onto other players' screens, and it's basically the last person standing,
Yeah,
just
it's
like in Tetris 99.
it's Tetris 99,
It's got
but
the
with
same
Mario.
battle mechanic where you can move the stick up, down, left, and right, and you can pick people attacking you or
Looks
people with the
rad.
most kills or that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
excited.
awesome. It's gonna be fun, and it's free. I don't have to pay for it.
but
So,
You didn't
Kinda
have to pay for
sucks.
Tetris 99 either. You just chose to.
kind of sucks that
That's
it's
true.
going away.
It does.
yeah, it does.
Maybe.
Okay, so let's rattle through the next couple of bits of news too, because there's a couple.
Yeah, there
more,
was nothing else all that interesting.
Well, Mario 3D World is cool, plus Bowser's Fury. I might re-download that
Oh,
one.
What was
honestly,
weird
I forgot
about that?
too.
What was weird about that was I was like, wait, isn't that already on the Switch? And then I had this whole like Berenstein Bears moment where I was like,
Right? No, yeah, I really did like that game a lot. I think that was one of my favorite 3D Mario games. I don't know where I would rank them, but like it was just fun. I like playing as Cat Mario. Maybe it's because I like cats, but that Bowser's Fury portion looked pretty cool too. So I liked that one as well. But okay, so there was. I don't know if we want how much time we want to talk about Mario Legos or Mario shoes or Mario Monopoly.
I mean, the Mario
But there's
Legos
a lot
have
of
existed,
there's
so,
a lot
you
of
know.
Mario stuff coming out. It's all physical. Buy it if you want it.
Mm-hmm. Mario Splatfest was kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's 2 more amiibo coming out: Cat Mario, Cat Peach. So I'll be hitting up my amiibo
Oh,
card guy.
so getting the Cat Mario amiibo.
You have to get them as a 2-pack, I think.
Yes, who cares?
do
I would
too.
get them both anyways. Yeah.
Am I the only one who's
What?
completely jumped off the amiibo train?
No.
It's
Yes.
like, yeah, they're there, but you know, like
I mean,
I've already
I buy
got like
Zelda
5
get them
Mario.
for
and
any
I buy the
functionality. I
cards.
just get them because they're
Same.
really high quality collectibles that look good on a shelf together.
And plus, every so often when I go to like GameStop or wherever I'm out shopping, rarely like everything amiibo is always on clearance now, at least at my town.
I
So
guess
like
if I still went outside, like the last amiibo I got was Ivysaur because it was like, oh my god, it's on sale and it's my favorite Pokemon, you know.
Well,
So I
so
get
there you
that.
go. So, like I was never a, pardon me, gotta catch 'em all amiibo collector. I've only just gotten like the characters and stuff that either I was excited about or I thought looked like cool figures. So
Sure. So okay, I think we made it through all the Mario news.
But not all the new.
No, definitely not. Steve, I know
there's
you've been
something about
chomping at the
some
bit.
Yeah.
kid in tight.
Yeah, I've been itching for this. If you're not a Hyrule Warriors fan, just fast forward like 4 minutes.
10 minutes.
We are getting essentially Hyrule Warriors 2, but it's not going to be a sequel to Hyrule Warriors. Instead, it's going to be a prequel to
Well,
Breath of the Wild.
You don't know that though. For all you know, it's gonna pick up and it's gonna be like Sia and Lana's power merged into the realm, and you know, calamity get like you don't know how they're gonna play this thing.
But see, they've already said, okay, so by the way, the game is called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It comes out November 20th. They've confirmed Link, Zelda, and the 4 champions as playable characters. You'll also see the current King of Hyrule in the game. They haven't said if he's playable. I'm sure he will be. The box art also shows what
Musou
appears
game, of
to
course he
be
will
a
be.
baby guardian.
The
I
most
don't know what that's all about.
the most interesting thing for me, being the person who was like, "There's not enough story in this game," is like Steve mentioned. It covers the war 100 years that happened before, Breath of the Wild. So, like, the whole time I was playing Breath of the Wild, and they'd be talking about the 100-year war thing, I was like, boy, I wish I was playing that game right now. Now I can be. So
and since it's all battles, it pretty much works out.
Mhm.
So I'm excited. More Hyrule Warriors. Even if it's like a half a game or a quarter of the game that we got with the original Hyrule Warriors, because who knows what they're going to do with DLC, how much. I'm sure there'll be a season pass of some sort.
Definitely.
With some adventure maps, if it has an adventure map, which we don't know yet. But like I say, even if this is half the game the last one was, I'm happy because I get more Hyrule Warriors.
See, if this is just an excuse to make like a prequel story and it's not a fleshed out Hyrule Warriors on its own account, I will feel like it wasn't worth it, you know? Like it has to have characters from other universes. It's gotta have like your Rudos and your Darunyas and your,
In the main story though, or like
not
in the
necessarily
adventure map?
Not necessarily in the main story, but in the game. This stuff
Okay.
has to be like it can't just be like the 5 champions plus Zelda,
Oh,
you know?
There's
So
no
I've
way
been-
that's not a Musou game.
That's what I feel.
See, I've been thinking about this since we were discussing it in Discord, and what I think is they're probably going to do, because I imagine Nintendo's got pretty tight reins on the story since it is canonical and tells a story that they've pretty much already written. I imagine your first initial playthrough of the story mode, you're probably limited to the story related characters.
Which
Well,
is how they did it in
that in the
Hyrule
last
Warriors
game.
1.
Right,
yeah.
and then you'll probably be able to go back and replay the levels
That
with
makes sense.
any of
Free
the
mode.
other
Yeah.
Mhm.
off the wall characters, like
Your DLC
You know,
characters, your villains,
right.
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All the extra content.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
exactly how they
it's-
did it in Warriors.
it's
Right.
gotta be a Hyrule Warriors game. This can't just be like 5 or 6 characters, a handful of levels, and a telling of this can't be like a $20 game, right? This has to be like a full price game for me to be like, this was worth it, because
Well, but look
otherwise,
at-
just give me Hyrule Warriors 2,
Have
I
you-
would trade a good story for a good Warriors game.
Have you ever seen a Muso game, though, that has under 20 characters?
I haven't. Well,
Exactly.
maybe some of the really old ones, but no, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Which is why I would be super disappointed if this one turned out to, go that
Well,
route.
and
so.
if they can do DLC for Breath of the Wild, if they can
Mm-hmm.
do DLC for Mario Odyssey, do you honestly think they're not going to do DLC for Hyrule Warriors?
Oh, and
that's ludicrous.
I agree with that, but I'm also not like I don't want it to be all DLC, right?
Right.
Like I don't want this to be like, here's your 6 characters, you want the other 50? Go
Right.
buy the I want a good game,
Right,
and then I'm
that's
happy to
what
get
I'm
more
saying.
DLC, and yeah. But I'm
Yeah, I don't know what characters or how many are going to be in the actual game, but if you combine that with other characters,
yeah.
I think we're going to be satisfied. I have faith.
I use this phrase a lot, and I've been using it a lot more lately because I feel like more and more games have kind of been letting me down as of late, but I am cautiously optimistic about this one. Everything I've seen so far looks good. I'll feel a lot better as soon as I see like Fierce Deity or something pop onto a screen on a trailer.
I think I saw we're getting more news on the 28th.
Good.
And let's see, that's right before the next show I'll actually be on, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm how do
Steve
I say
is
this?
Steve is
I'm
over the
fucking
moon.
pumped. Like, I am really excited.
Steve is over the moon. excited.
Yeah.
So
I cried a
I'm-
little when I saw that trailer, no joke. Like, so happy.
I think this is a great way to do this because I like a lot of people was disappointed that the the DLC for Breath of the Wild didn't cover the Great Calamity War and all
Really,
of that.
Any story, right? It was
Right,
very
yeah, and I
very-
I
yeah.
love the exploration, and we'll always disagree about the gameplay aspect of Breath of the Wild. I definitely think that Breath of the Wild is heavy on lore, not really on story, and I think a Muso game is a great way to tell the story of a grand war with many battles and you get hints of it in the backstory of Breath of the Wild, where there's this huge war and Hyrule was wiped out, all these soldiers and everything was destroyed. I'm excited to see what Castletown looked like before it was ruins. Like,
Well, and frankly, these champions that up until now we've, again, this Zelda game probably had the least like going on from like a narrative standpoint. So we've had almost no exposure to these champions and their personalities and their fighting styles, and it'll be fun to experience all of that in the form of Hyrule Warriors. So.
Well, and the thing that excites me the most is I think if I remember right, Breath of the Wild is one of the best-selling Zeldas of all time.
if
So-
not the best.
Because of that, Age of Calamity is going to sell a lot of copies. There's no way around that. They are touting this as a prequel to Breath of the Wild. So I would have to say a good percentage of people who played Breath of the Wild are going to want to see what happened and at least give this game a shot.
It's possible, but I don't know if the Warriors tag is going to do enough to really sweep a bunch of people who didn't buy the first one off their
the
feet.
Warriors tag will not, but the Breath of the Wild tag will. And there's
Yeah.
going to be enough people that enjoy this game and its style to where it's already boosting sales of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. Those sales are up.
I don't know if I agree with your analysis of that, but I think it'll do fine. I just don't know if the Breath of the Wild tag is going to, rocket it to sales numbers, never before seen or that kind of thing.
Well,
Okay,
and I'm not
so-
talking extreme, but it is going to definitely boost sales.
Okay, so combining the Switch and Wii U releases, Breath of the Wild is the best-selling Zelda game. So there's that. Also, like, I agree with Steve to a certain degree that I think that having this tie-in with Breath of the Wild will probably get it to sell more than Hyrule Warriors 1 did. But yeah, I'm not seeing this, like, I'm not seeing the people who loved Breath of the Wild coming into this if they know that it's not another Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
Now-
So, like, I think people like us who are excited about Zelda and Zelda stories and
Mhm.
Zelda lore and, you know, finding out more about this thing that we kind of got hints of before, I think, you know, we will definitely be the target audience who carry over from this game to that game.
hmm
I'm
But let's
not-
be real. All four of
I
us
think
bought the game once or not twice, you know. So it's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we
Right.
weren't
Yeah.
gonna, you know.
Now what's
Hell, I bought
interesting?
both games twice.
What's interesting about this is this actually kind of establishes a trend, right? Because this is the second Warriors game to be kind of story oriented based on a main series first game. The first being the Persona 5 game that came out last year in Japan and is coming stateside at some point. That game is an official sequel to Persona 5 from a story perspective. And this one is kind of a sequel / prequel to Breath of the Wild. So it really kind of seems like the Muso games might be positioning themselves to be this kind of, you want to tell a story in your series, but you don't want to commit yourself to making a full game. Make a Warriors game, and you can tell that's, you know, that kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see where the Warriors series kind of goes as we move on, because up until now they've been very kind of like filler side story, non-canonical kind of, but now it's like, okay, here's your opportunity to kind of, you know, continue your game.
like Hyrule Warriors is really kind of a hodgepodge of here's everything plus the kitchen sink that's ever been in Zelda, and we're just gonna throw together some half-assed story just to justify it. And
That's kind of my worry, because as much as I did like the story in Hyrule Warriors, I would much rather a like actual Zelda story, if that makes sense. You know, like give me like another Ocarina of Time storytelling type of scenario. You know, like something that's more serious in tone type of thing. But
Well, and that's kind of what I was hoping Breath of the Wild 2 would be, right? Is it would fill the story gap that I had from playing Breath of the Wild 1, and I would get, you know, more of that
we
character
know
interaction.
at this point that the end of this new Hyrule Warrior games is not going to be a happy ending. So so, you know, we've got some level of seriousness coming in this game.
Well, and so the attacks and stuff are kind of out there because obviously it's a Muso game. But from what I saw of the cutscenes in the actual trailer, it looks like a very similar story, like cutscene style to what was used in Breath of the Wild. So I think it's still going to have a slightly more serious
It looks
story.
like they're using
Oh,
the
it
exact
will.
character models.
Yeah, no, it's. I have no doubt that the plot will be Breath of the Wild level, like cutscene and story and everything. Like, I wouldn't worry about that, Eugene.
So, and something I want to throw out there, according to thegamer.com, this was posted 11 hours ago. Let's see, where did it go? The original Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition has risen 1,543% in Amazon's rankings since yesterday. So think about that for a sec. The game isn't even out yet, and the original game is already doing better.
But raising 1,000% from like 5 copies sold, you know, could be. It depends on that as well.
And I don't know about your guys' Twitter feeds, but mine are filled with a bunch of people replaying Hyrule Warriors right now.
Mine are filled with a bunch of Hyrule Warriors tweets too, but that's because you keep retweeting all of them.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, what else do we have news-wise? Is there anything else? Or are we still going on this one?
Could I actually make a suggestion that we have no question block questions and nothing really to do after this? So maybe this was just a really long news episode?
I was literally just going to suggest the same, my good friend. So if we've hit pretty much everything, we're pretty much at the end of the show. However, since I guess this is the end of the episode, I did want to put one final news item up there. It was one that I was saving. I didn't know we were going to get to, but I guess we can toss it in here. I don't know if this is good news or bad news or concerning news, but earlier today, news came out that Retro Studios hired somebody else to help in Metroid Prime 4 development. Dylan Jobe. I don't know if that that name rings a bell to anybody, but he's worked on a bunch of crap. He worked on Doom, Twisted Metal Black. He was actually worked on like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. So he's been around. But apparently they hired him to help aid the development, is what the quote says.
I have like no stakes in Metroid Prime 4 because I've never even beaten the first Metroid Prime, so I can't dive into that pit without having played them in order. But at this point, I feel like it's getting like the Duke Nukem Pikmin level of treatment, where it's like, it's been in development so long, it's so fabled that when it comes out, it can't live up to the expectations. Like, it's just it's so long,
and it's like one of my most anticipated games because they announced it like at the
but think about like 18-year-olds, right? How old were they when Metroid Prime was a thing? Like 5? Like, I mean, it's like, who is this for? Like the 40-year-olds? Like, it's
pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, unless they, I mean, I imagine they probably have or are working on a Metroid Prime trilogy. Maybe it's all ready to go and they're just waiting for like Metroid Prime 4 to be closer to completion before they pull the trigger on it. I mean, especially if they can release Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch, they must have figured out some way to remap motion controls.
I think the question is Metroid a profitable enough series to go through the effort, Like, I mean,
that's kind of always been Nintendo's thing, right?
Yeah.
Metroid has always been not so. I think it's in Japan where it doesn't sell so well, if I remember correctly. But
and like, and the Prime games have sold well, and it is really Nintendo's only first-person shooter franchise. So I can see why they want to get that out there for the genre representation. But yeah, like, I would much rather have a traditional 2D Metroid game.
Metroid Dread.
Yeah, like give us that sequel we never got, the Metroid Dread, or another remake, or reboot the franchise or something, because like I love the 2D Metroids. I'm not a huge fan of Metroidvanias in general, but the Metroid games have always like sucked me in.
Well, that kind of brings us to a bigger problem, right? Nintendo's sitting on a lot of IPs that haven't seen much action since I was a little kid. Like, we've got Star Fox, you've got F-Zero, you've got Metroid. Like, the last time we saw most of those games get anything meaningful was like Nintendo Land, So maybe it's time to I don't know, hire more people or split up your development teams a little bit. Like
Force
Mario
Miyamoto into retirement.
Mario 35 is, he doesn't have entire control over what projects they're working on and what is coming out.
But he does have a lot of say in how those projects go.
This is a company-wide thing, though, right? Like, but again, long story short, like, we've been really focused on Mario, and we've got Mario sneakers and Mario Legos and Mario Kart and Mario remakes, but maybe it's time to make a game from one of your other series. Like,
sure.
Well,
hey, all right, hear me out. 100 Samuses jump out of a gunship.
There you go. Nintendo Warriors.
Yes. So yeah, no, I don't. Again, I don't know if this
Warriors.
is. I don't know if this is good news, bad news. It's news. It happened. So we'll see. I'm kind of with you, Lucas, that I'm tired of hearing about Metroid Prime 4 news. I just want to see Metroid Prime 4 at this point.
Just deliver the goods. It's like Pikmin 4. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where's
exactly.
Bayonetta 3?
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, well, we did it. We made it to the end. It is time to skedaddle. But before we do, we want to make sure that everybody is doing everything safely. Make sure that you're wearing a mask. Please, please, please. I should have said that at the top of the show. But wear a freaking mask, for God's sake.
Carry sanitizer with you.
Yeah.
Sanitize after you touch anything.
If you're not registered to vote, go do that. There's still time. Not much though. Yeah, not much though, but still time. Go do that. That's important, and obviously important election coming up here in November. So, okay. Anybody else? Are we ready to get out of here?
You ready to get out of here?
We're ready.
We're ready. Well,
I'm ready for more caffeine if I'm going to play in the games tonight.
Well, I think I speak for everybody when I say we love ya, each one of y'all, so much. We love you so much. And we're going to get out of here. So catch y'all later. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to our show.
Bye-bye.
That was good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thank you, Twitch. We had a pretty good turnout tonight. Sorry, Minus. I should have warned you. You should have known it was coming. Lucas does it every
Yeah.
week. But we'll catch you guys later on. Goodbye, Twitch.